I don't know. I think we're getting hijacked.
That plane just exploded right there. What?
The whole building just came apart.
Oh my God.
Holy smokes.
And I think what I remember most vividly was that it was just a beautiful day. The kids wanted to go out and play, so we were outside playing. Not a cloud in the sky. It was just absolutely beautiful. And my neighbor stuck her head out the door and said, "You've got to go in and watch TV. Something's going on in New York." So.
Today, people were being pulled out of school, students, and being middle school kids, I remember, everybody just kind of talking about like who's going to be next to be pulled out.
We all just stood in silence, a huge group of people in the student union watching. There was a second plane. And then when the first tower collapsed, I remember I was standing next to Father French, who was in charge of campus ministry, and we all just began to pray in hopes that the second tower wouldn't go down. I think that we knew in our hearts it was going to happen, but we just held hands and prayed that please let this stop. Don't let any more happen or go wrong.
I mean, before 9/11, you could pick people up from the airport and go to the gate without going through security. People were a lot more trusting, I feel like, at airports, and now much more restrictions. So we fought 2 wars over it, and that's rather important. And the recent withdrawal from Afghanistan, with the Taliban taking back the country, is something that they'll have to live in. So it all kind of dates after that fateful day.
Well, I was principal at the time at OLSH on 9/11, and as usual in the morning, we kind of checked with people in different offices, and no TVs weren't on at that time. We used to watch TV every day for the local news, and after that was over, I had gone up to the second floor to see a business manager, and she got a call that something had happened, and at that time, she put on the TV. So I did witness the second plane going into the building. I just couldn't believe it. It was almost like a movie, but it was real. It was real people on that plane and real people in that building. It really took me, by the time I got downstairs, the third plane was going into the Pentagon. And at that time, I had a couple, Mr. Klosnick was one of them, and Mr. Finnegan, another teacher, was one of them. When it was going and it hit the Pentagon, I knew that one of our parents was working at the Pentagon. So physically, it froze me. I didn't know what to do. And the 2 gentlemen really helped me put my mind at ease. And at that point, we got notification to lock down the school because there was another flight, and that flight had gone west, but now it was turning around, and it was coming back to Pennsylvania. So we had to lock down the school. None of the kids could leave unless a parent came and picked them up. It'll always be part of my history here at OLSH.
Looking back on it, it was a tough day, and 20 years later, to kind of look at the bravery of those men and women that went into that building as it was burning, and to have it collapse on them is probably the most overwhelming thing for me. That those guys went in there not sure what was happening, and they risked their lives for uncertainty. And for that, that's the ultimate goal of life, is that we give our life for others. That's what we learn from Jesus Christ.